Welcome to Criminal Minds, a comedic true crime watch-along podcast where we watch Criminal Minds, yes, all 15 seasons, and discuss the true crime that can be linked, however indirectly, to the episode. We're your hosts, Stacey Johnson and Veronica Shea, and this week we're joined by Steve Furey in discussing Season 1, Episode 9, Derailed.
Nice, yeah. Excited to be here. I got really into Criminal Minds. I tore my ACL kind of twice during the pandemic while I slept. I have very bad knees. And so I just took like opiates and watched Criminal Minds for like 3 months. It was pretty fun, to be honest with you. It was a good way to spend some time. But I don't really remember any of it. And I'm pretty sure I busted through like 5 seasons. But I'm excited to dip back in. You know, it might spark a little memories.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that I'm not the only one that takes opioids and watches Criminal Minds.
I mean, I love opioids, but I don't take them anymore because you can die from the street stuff. But back in the day, nothing better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Stacey and I bonded years ago over Criminal Minds. So
I thought you were going to say opioids.
Over opioids, yeah. I'm like, well,
over opioid use. So
we did not. Let's just be really clear. I'm a sweet angel because my father listens to this podcast.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
That is right. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're doing episode 9 of season 1, Derailed. And this is the one where a guy takes an entire train hostage so that because he wants the government to come remove the chip. He's a paranoid schizophrenic, and his delusion is the most common one that he believes the government has installed a chip. So Elle is out in the middle of bumfuck West Texas doing a custodial interview on her own.
Hold on, though. So this is my problem. I never understood the robbing of trains because the police know where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get out of robbing a train unless you had, like, the horse thing kind of made sense if you kind of got in the middle of nowhere. But otherwise, the train situation just seems like you're on a road to a penitentiary no matter what you're doing.
Yes.
Right. Like, that seems inevitable.
Yeah. It's airplane, you can go wherever you want. Train, it's literally on schedule. You're going to be in Chicago at like 4:23. So whatever you want to happen, we're going to get you.
Right. Unless you plan on doing like the cool, like old school back in the day, jump off the train, roll down the hill, and like just be fine magically.
Yes.
Is that not how people get away from things? That's how I get out of cars. I just tuck and roll and show up.
No, definitely Hollywood has made the tuck and roll pretty ambiguous and somewhat invincible for anything you wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine.
I've been tucking and rolling out of recent relationships. You know, luckily nothing catches on me. I go, hey, it was nice to know you. Don't even
You're just
remember.
Like Tefloning it over.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, no. Yeah. That's so funny. Well, in this one, I don't think, like, he did it for attention to get the goal of the government coming to him, right? So it is a little bit, but you're absolutely right. Fucking robbing trains. Okay, so on our train, we have the alcoholic kid who sucks. We have a religious woman off to get an abortion. We have a very sweaty businessman with a gun, and his wife has left him. And we have the psychologist and her paranoid schizophrenic patient, Dr. Breyer. And the schizophrenic guy is a doctor in M theory and string theory, presumably what has caused his schizophrenic break. So the train actually stops when someone throws themselves in front of it to commit suicide. So that's how the train stops. And then the guy freaks out and wants to speak to the higher authority. And so the BAU comes in as that higher authority, very ambiguous. And they realize that Elle is on the train. So they have an agent on the train. They have a train full of hostages and a paranoid schizophrenic who has the security guard's gun now, right? And he has shot and killed the security guard. So they know they have to go in there to try to they discover that his delusion is he believes that there is a chip in him and he wants it removed. This is where we find out that Agent Reed likes close-up magic, and he's going to go in and sleight of hand, make a mark, pull out the chip. So here goes Reed, and everyone's, giving
That's the dorky guy, right? That's the
dorky guy. Yeah. So of course, magic.
Is Mandy Patinkin in here yet?
Yes.
He comes through. They lose like the Mexican dude and they get Mandy Patinkin, right?
Other way.
Flip. Okay. Yeah. They both were good though, and I really thought losing Manny Patinkin was gonna fuck up the show, but then the Mexican dude came in and it was like a whole different vibe, and I was like, oh no, this is actually slapping.
Yeah. I like that vibe better.
It was a more sultry kind of vibe. I don't know. The guy always had something about it.
Yeah, it was less like I've lost my mind kind of vibe.
Yeah. Okay, we can keep going.
Yeah, great. Reed goes in and everyone's like giving him advice, right? Like Morgan's like, don't take off the vest. And he's like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to take off the vest. The guy has a gun. He gets in there and the guy's immediately like, take off your vest. And Reed's like, cool. And he gets it. Everything's going well, but now he won't let Reed off of the train. So now we have another hostage. But Reed, being so smart, realizes he's talking to his delusion and uses that to be empathetic and gain his trust by also starting to talk to his delusion. They're able to calm him down enough for Elle to kind of tackle him to try to get the gun. And then the sweaty businessman with the gun actually shoots him and it's resolved. Elle is continuing to call Gideon dad. And he's like, seriously, stop doing that. You're so weird. She asks Reed about how he was saying he understands what it's like with the voices and they won't stop talking to you and all these things. And he plays it off saying he was just playing into Dr. Breyer's delusion. But this does come back in this season. We find out that Reed's mom is schizophrenic. So he actually has a background with that. And that's our episode.
Do you guys think, I think there are people that the government has fucked up so much that their brains are really like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on all the like medical chemical testing that they did back in the 1960s.
Yeah.
50s, like
with the acid and everything.
Especially, oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I'm totally taking us on a tangent. So my dad grew up in
podcast
BFE, Texas. So he grew up in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, nice.
He remembers like federal agents would come out to like parks back in the day, like when people were just vibing on the weekends, and they would pass out different like illegal substances and test them on people and like follow their symptoms. What did they do? How did they act? And he was like, I don't know, I was given stuff that I took that I didn't even know. And I was like, oh, cool.
What park was this? One more time, what park was this? Are they giving out free drugs?
You do have to go to Lubbock, Texas. So
give or take, you know what I mean? Free drugs, but you're in the middle of Texas, so that does
yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. No, but they did like MK Ultra.
Yeah, MK
Ultra,
it's
one of their first ones, and then obviously the crack epidemic has been tied to.
Yep. Contra, right? The Contra guys. Crack epidemic.
It's really crazy. And then the Unabomber was actually a test subject.
Yeah. Just died.
The government. He did just die. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so some people say he solved like an algorithm that let him go into space, but those people are pretty deep on Reddit.
Are you one of those people, Stu?
No, but I'll glance. I got a couple like Instagram pages that kind of do my Reddit searching for me, and I just kind of look a little bit and be like, oh, interesting, and I kind of keep going. I'm like, that's kind of like the same thing when you see like a hot girl on Instagram. You got a girlfriend. It's like, I'm not going to like this, but I'll look for a second and then I'll just keep it moving, you know, no contact, no saving.
Do not
just a glimpse.
Accidentally double tap.
Yes, no, just a glimpse.
No. It's like magazines, you know, you see models all the time. You just keep going. Yeah. Keep going with your life. But this is a big Reed episode. However, Shemar Moore, very sultry in it. Let's talk about what America really cares about. Shemar Moore.
So did you guys see him in Ontario with Matt Rife?
Yes.
He tried to have a threesome with Matt Rife and his wife.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't try to have a threesome with Matt Rife and whoever else?
And Shemar Moore. I know. That's the wife was like, yeah, no, this sounds great. Yeah, let's do this as quick as possible. Please.
Yeah.
The minute that happens, because I follow Matt, so like I saw it when he posted, I was like, cool. And then everyone I knew started sending it to me, and I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, you guys. He was so drunk.
But the least sexy thing about Shemar Moore is that he lives in Ontario.
That's fair. Have you ever been to Ontario?
Yeah, I've been out there. I've been everywhere around here. I'm from California. Yeah, not much going out there. Northern California, but my family all lives down here.
Nice.
Yeah, not much going on out there. The Inland Empire. I'm like, didn't you do 50 seasons of the show? You had to buy a place in Corona? Jesus Christ, buddy.
Right.
Gimme more.
Ooh, that's an old one, though. That's where he's got hair. I kind of like more like HGH, buff bald Shemar Moore.
Oh.
Yes.
You missed out, though. Did you see him in the Tyler Perry fake braids, Shemar Moore?
Yes, I did. Yeah. The thick braids.
Yeah, Jay Washington brought that to our attention.
Braids.
Yeah.
And that was not great.
Not good.
Not great. But we judge him based on this episode. So that's a screenshot from this episode. And it's 1 to 5 helpings of Shemar. Because obviously you're going to want some Shemar no matter what we're talking about.
Correct.
It's like, you ever go to Cold Stone? It's like it's not a small medium with Shemar. It's I like it, I need it, and I gotta have it.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly.
So we do 1 to 5 helpings. Stacey, do you want to go first?
Yep.
Since you chose this screenshot.
I did choose this screenshot. This was me. I know I chose this screenshot, but I think I'm going to give it like a 3 helpings. Because it's not it's not like the most greatest thing of all in this. Right, thank you. But it's also not the worst. Like I'm still gonna eat it, and then if I want more later, I'm gonna have some more later.
Yeah.
Some more.
It's definitely giving leftovers. You know what I mean? For sure.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was saying.
I would go 1 helping because
Wow.
he looks like he's saying he's not mad, he's just disappointed in me.
And that's not your kink?
Not yet. I got to get a little more shame than that.
I have a Jewish mother, so I'm big into
good.
the disappointment kink. Yeah, I'm here for this. That's I'm probably going to give it a 2. I'll split the difference because he's back in a collared shirt and it is purpley. And I would like to get him out of purple. Like, I don't know what this is where we've decided that's the color he has to be in. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 3 or 2. So
imagine the casting director the first time this fool walks into the room. You're just like, I just made $1 million, dog. You will be everything to every woman ever made. What I want to see have we ever looked up what he looked like in high school?
No.
Who's trying to get horned up over 17 Shemar Moore? What's he look like here?
Everyone's trying to get horned up over a 17-year-old
Shemar Moore in 8th grade. That might be too little young, but hey, in 8th grade, he looked pretty good, dude. He looked like a grown-ass fucking man. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Damn. Did you see that hair, though?
Yeah, the hair. This man.
Damn.
That man sells used cars. He's crushing it in 8th grade.
Look at that fro. His hair is... Oh, did you find the mullet high school photo?
Oh, here's high school. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's giving strong The Rock vibes for sure.
Yes, in the sweater.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Look at how hard his handshake is. He's already hurting the grown man. The grown man knows Shemar Moore should be the principal in this situation.
Oh, my God. What is this one, you guys?
That one looks like a Just for Men's hair color box guy.
Yes.
It's like a J.C. Penney's.
Yeah, he's selling something.
The watch. He's selling the watch. Oh my gosh. He's so sexy. This man. He walks into the room. The casting director has just wet herself. Like, that's it. She's sitting in a puddle and just like, you got it.
She just yells, got it. You got it. He's like, no, I'm Shemar. Got it. You got it. Whatever you want.
You're done. You're in. We'll call your agents. And now he's just killing it on SWAT.
Yeah, I mean, the different eras are good because then he's got his younger one where he's got a goatee and he kind of looks like Latin X. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then as he goes bald, he goes into strong, caring, older black man.
Yes.
Like retired running back black guy.
Yeah. That is such a good way of putting it.
They should have had him play OJ in the Ryan Murphy O.J. Simpson show instead of what's his butt?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
He used to be huge.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
Didn't he get in trouble for tax evasion?
Cuba? Yeah, he had a lot of things going on with him.
Okay. I thought he got
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of problems.
Don't we all?
Oh, shit, I found his wife.
Is she the most beautiful thing in the world?
She's pretty good, man. I'm not going to lie. Her name's Jesserae Dizon.
Oh.
But she looks kind of like a more filled out Posh Spice.
I'm going to look.
Which is pretty good, I would say.
That is such a great way of describing her.
Yeah, I got an eye.
Like, that was on the nose. She's stunning.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
They have one child together?
2. Looks like they got 2 little girls.
Oh, they're going to grow up to be...
I know. Could you imagine?
God. Or it could be the most, like, the ugliest. Like, that's the only way beautiful people. They will be like, they will take over the world, or they're going to be like major uggos.
Major uggos.
Well, you never know with genes. Anyway, so Kristen, you're here to tell us all about M theory and string theory.
String theory.
And I know you've
stressed. It's physics.
If Kristen's stressed, that's not great.
I'm sweating.
What are your qualifications to be talking about this?
None, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Like, absolutely nothing.
I was like, yeah.
She's just the smartest person we know.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
She's also a board certified behavioral analyst. And so So
I know nothing of physics.
You
So
know nothing
usually she
about
comes on to talk to us about the like behavior issue, but this is more, he was a schizophrenic if you'd rather talk about that, Kristen, but because he did M theory and string theory. So
Yeah. Steve, do you know anything about physics?
I know if you drop like a bowling ball and an apple, they'll fall at the same rate.
in a
If
vacuum.
it's in a vacuum.
Oh, that's only in a vacuum?
see, I didn't know that. 2 out of 4 people did
Yeah.
not know that.
Who's dropping things on vacuums?
Okay, good. So nobody's going to be able to like tell me I'm wrong here.
No, you
Okay,
can
I'm
say
an expert
anything.
today. Great, let's go. Okay, we got to start with physics. So a brief definition of physics, it's the study of matter and energy. So it's the study of things like mechanics, heat, light, electricity, structure of atoms, stuff like that.
Starting out with that high school dictionary
yeah,
opening.
let's
I
go.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Sounding a little chat GPT right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done that, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time there's a topic I'm unprepared for, I'm going to do ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so then we got to talk about particle physics. So particle physics is a branch of physics. And particle physics says that all matter is fundamentally composed of elementary particles. So it's studying these fundamental particles and forces that create matter and energy. So they're looking at like what forms protons and neutrons. They're looking at the basic building blocks of matter and forces. We have to talk about this. I'm sorry.
Oof, I don't know.
String theory.
I don't
We're all
know,
just staring
man.
blankly at you. We're like, okay.
I'm looking at the clock like I got class still. Like, what is it, like 10 minutes left?
I know Steve, who messaged me and was like, I don't like homework. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I haven't done homework in a very long time.
You would hate this segment then.
Yeah. Okay, let's pretend we know a little bit more.
Okay, let's just keep going. All right, so particle physics talks about these things called point-like particles. And point-like particles are the representation of particles that gives them no dimension. It takes up no space.
Obviously.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
Soy.
These particles do take up dimension in space, but they talk about them as if they're not. So they're talking about particles as if they take up no space
Damn.
Totally.
in the world, okay?
So now I know why I didn't get into this. I think this was why I didn't get into particle physics.
You were close. And
I was
then
close.
This happened. Yeah.
I was like stand-up comedy in bars
Physics.
or physics professor with M theory or elemental P, whatever it is. Okay, keep going. I'm going to try not.
Okay.
I got bad ADHD though, so.
I'm into it.
Please interrupt me. I'm fine. So they use point-like particles. So they use point-like particles when they don't need to talk about particles as having a structure, a size, or a shape. Like sometimes, given the scientific context, they don't need to talk about the particles having a physical dimension.
Okay.
Okay. All right. This brings us to string theory.
Great.
Okay.
So string theory
Did it, guys.
is string theory is a theoretical framework within theoretical physics. So it's all theory at this point. But instead of talking about point-like particles, things that have no dimension, they talk about strings. And strings do have a dimension. They are measurable. They're one-dimensional objects. So instead of no dimensional particles, strings. Okay, one-dimensional. This is important for string theory, obviously. Okay, are you ready for what string theory is? It's wild. Okay. String theory predicts that the world has 10 space-time dimensions, and that within these dimensions, reality is made up of these vibrating infinitesimal strings that are smaller than atoms. And as the strings vibrate and twist and fold and move, they produce effects that then humans can interpret. So we interpret these infinitesimal vibrations. They create things like gravity, for example. And then we interpret gravity. We can interact, see gravity, right? So that's what string theory is. Tiny vibrating strings within these multi-dimensions that we then interpret as human beings.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the
it.
point?
Which Stephen Hawking's, that was his whole thing, right? The theory of everything.
But yeah, so exactly what you just said, V. They hope that it is the theory of everything. They hope that they can unite physics under one single theory, that it will explain all physical phenomena. Because right now there's holes within physics that scientists are unable to describe or explain, and they're hoping that the string theory could help fill in these knowledge gaps. And it helps by having these strings that have properties that physicists can then measure and observe. When you have something that has no dimension, you're describing something as having no dimension, you can't physically see it. You can't measure it. You can't talk about it. So they're hoping by using string theory, you can then describe these things and see these things that you were previously unable to describe and see.
Stacey has a question.
Dude, imagine. Oh, yeah.
What are one of the holes? Like, what can't physics describe? That's kind of freaking me out thinking about. Like, they can't describe water. Well, they can, but that was a stupid thing. But you know what I mean.
So there is a huge conflict between general relativity, which is basically explains how large things happen in the universe, and then quantum mechanics, which describes behavior of very small things. And quantum mechanics talks about the flow of time as being universal and absolute. And then general relativity talks about time as being malleable and like relative. So those two things are in conflict with each other. Those two theories of physics cannot play nice with each other, do not make sense, cannot reconcile, because their theories of time are different. So they're hoping that by having string theory, where you can go in and actually measure time by measuring these vibrations or the strings or whatever, that they then can say, it's so weird, dude. They then can say what time is, and they can reconcile these sort of issues within their theoretical framework.
Dude, imagine if you're a physicist and you had to listen to this shit every fucking day of your life.
I
would kill myself.
It's
just waking up and I'm just like,
out.
And it's not your fault. It's just the material. Also, I want to know how much they're not getting along. You know, these string guys. Is it on site? Is it just two nerds in lab coats beating the shit out of each other? And he's like, strings on mama, cuh. I have a knife now.
I'm serious.
That's string theory, baby.
Yeah.
Damn.
Kristen, if this goes poorly, Steve's going to kill himself out of boredom. So
yes, I have found a knife.
Almost done.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
Okay.
Then we won't be bored anymore.
Oh my
Steve!
Chaos. You're almost done?
They're, like I said, they're just hoping that to have one theory that explains everything. They're hoping that it would help solve some of the knowledge gaps they have. Let me tell you, is it real? So no experiment has proven string theory. None. Zero. We do not have the science or the capabilities of that. They'd have to find a machine. Steve is very close.
I think if I get closer, I'll become more... I can listen.
Okay.
I can listen.
I'll stay far away. Oh my God. So they don't have a machine that can measure these vibrations because the strings are supposed to vibrate hella fast. But they don't have a machine that can do that. Science is like way off. Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon. So the argument is like, we're dumping all these resources and time into this theory that we can't even experimentally prove. And then the other half of the physicists are like, well, you know, it took 100 years to prove like gravitational waves or whatever. So this shit takes time. So they're like, should we abandon it? Is it fruitless? Or should we continue and try and work on this theory of everything? Or is it not true? But it has helped some things, but only theoretically. It's helped some like mathematical equations. It's helped some other theoretical equations. But still, there has been no proof that the string theory is real. I mean, other than equations, I guess.
I feel like robbing a train now. I kind of get it. You know what I mean? It makes sense that he lost his mind and robbed a train. Before I was like, who robs trains? And now I'm like, does anyone know I could get to a Greyhound or like an Amtrak real quick?
Oh my gosh.
I got a knife.
Headlines.
Steve Furey robs trains.
Yeah, fucking random behavior analyst inspires comedian to kill himself, to rob a train by discussing physics. I can't wait. I'm going to put that on my fucking...
Let's go to the other. Let's go to schizophrenia. I think that's more fun.
So threatening. No.
Okay. Oh, keep going.
So there's more.
I'll just tell you what just M theory. Theory is unifying all of string theory.
Cool.
So there's like different string theories, and then M theory just takes them all and shoves them into one. That's what that is.
I'm going to make my own theory.
Ooh, okay.
What is it?
The theory of that's bullshit.
Whoa.
Well, do you want to know how this theory even came about? This dude was described, this physicist in the 1960s was...
Steve is like,
Steve, I started my story. Fuck off.
I don't want to know how this came.
This one guy was...
Whether you like it or not.
This one guy was smoking weed one day. And
Those two dorks were just doing shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, keep going.
Oh, it's okay.
No,
well, you have to now. You yelled at him and you cussed him out.
All right. So this physicist in the 1960s, he was describing the way a string moves. So he like drew down a string, and then for some odd reason, someone was like, oh, maybe the universe is made up of vibrating strings. And that's how it got developed. Isn't that weird?
People
I think my theory is it's just aliens.
Sure.
Everywhere.
Just aliens did it. They put us here. For some reason, they're slowly coming back. They're either studying us or going to use us at some point for something. Or they're like farming us to, I don't know, they could have been farming us as like a populace to come up with AI at some point, almost like a plant comes up with fruit. And they're waiting for once we all do that kind of stuff to come back and harvest whatever they have.
Me out.
They're going to be disappointed at the fruit that we are creating for them.
Yeah, true.
So, okay. So Steve, your theory is the Matrix was right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more alien stuff going on and I think it answers all your questions. You know what I mean? Someone's like, what do you think about
questions?
No, like I think it answers all questions. You know, someone's like, what's string theory? Aliens. Okay, that's interesting. Gravity.
Mm-hmm. Aliens.
Aliens. Okay, right there. Why'd my girlfriend break up with me? Aliens. Nailed it every time. That's why I got the knife.
The knife too.
I was going to say, could be the knife.
Could be the heavy knife. Could be the knife work I've been putting in recently around the house.
Oh my God. That's all I have for you. I feel very sweaty.
No, you got the mental illness.
Are you sweaty?
Me?
Oh, no, she didn't prepare schizophrenia. I just threw that at her.
Oh.
Do you want me to talk about? I can talk about schizophrenia.
You start reading off your prescriptions. You're like, well, there's meloxicam, there's tilacamine, and okay.
Sometimes I don't take them because that's more fun.
Yeah.
I get lonely and there are voices. You know,
Yeah,
I got to talk to somebody.
I didn't do it. It was Jessica.
Correct.
Did you ever watch United States of Terra?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. She was schizophrenic. No, she had multiple personality disorder. Is that the same thing? That's different.
Potato.
Yeah, potato. Same thing. She was mentally unstable.
They're all crazy. Yeah. Okay, cool.
They're all crazy. Bitches be crazy.
Yeah. And shopping. And I used to.
So did Kristen pass or fail this time around?
I would say, sorry.
Oh, you can go first, Steve, if you
go,
want.
Steve.
I'm going to go pass. I mean, it's the same as like if I listen to a small boy speak Chinese for 15 minutes. I can't really judge of what happened, but it sounded like it had a start and an ending. So good job, Feng Chao. You had a great...
Steve, did you learn one thing today?
Strings vibrate, dog.
Hell yeah. And we want to measure them.
And they can't do it.
Correct! String theory, you got it.
Yeah.
You are a physicist, Steve. Okay, I'm failing her. Sorry, Chris.
Rude.
You came on and you said, so this isn't even real. Oh, let's get into it. It's not, you just said it wasn't real. Fail.
It's not real.
Fail.
Well, there's no experimental proof.
Well,
fail. So that's basically religion. Fail.
Wait, how is it my fault?
Bye. That's, I don't know. You brought it to us as not real. Fail.
I'm going to pass her.
Thank you.
I'm going to pass her.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, what the fuck is all of this? And then I was like, by the end of it, with Steve's, help and interpretation, I was like, oh, I'm into this. Mm-hmm. And now I also want a knife.
This is what Stacy does. She waits for the guest, and then she says whatever the guest says, so the guest will like her more.
Exactly.
This is
Boys,
all
I got 2
it
out of
is.
3. So
Yeah.
It's a pass.
And Veronica just made an enemy today, so isn't that interesting?
Where's your knife for that? Can you threaten her a little bit?
I like the switch.
Come at me, Steve. Let's go.
That's how bad my ADHD is. I'm just like flicking a knife in the corner.
That's okay. That's fair.
You're at home, so you do what you want.
Could have been schizophrenia. I didn't even know. I could have learned that, but guess not. But now I know strings vibrate.
That's all you need to know in life.
Yeah, not my forte there. But
All right. Well, I guess you passed.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Technically.
All right. Thanks, Kristen. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye. Bye, Steve.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye, I'll miss you.
Well, bye. Miss you too.
Did you guys go to high school together?
They've known each other since they were 3 years old.
Oh, I got a friend like that. Where are you guys from? Where do you live?
They're in Reno, Nevada. I live in LA.
Oh, near Reno. Okay.
I'm in Reno. Hi.
Oh, nice. I was just in Reno. The Atlantis was I did some shows for some week. The Atlantis is kind of nice.
I like the Atlantis. Also, next time you're up in Reno, let me know. I'll go to your show.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be fun.
So then how are you guys? Oh, so did you two know each other somehow magically?
We did. So I met Veronica back in college and through like theater people, performing people, comedy people. And then
What college?
We went to University of Nevada, Reno.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, how exciting. And then now she's stuck with me. So
Yeah.
Nice.
that.
I made the mistake of feeding them once, and now I can't get rid of
I
them.
know, like a house, like a outdoor cat.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're nice to me one time.
You're meowing at the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's how we all know each other.
Cool.
But yeah, okay. So let's get into the actual case. So this was very heavily influenced by a real case about Ralph Tortorici.
Tortorici rolls off
Okay.
the tongue.
Italians, never trust them.
I only know 2 Italian phrases. Mi dispiace and non capisco.
Let's try and guess what they mean. Oh,
I already told you one.
okay. I was going to
What's
say,
the other one?
I already forgot it. Say it again for me.
Mi dispiace.
Mi dispiace means I don't like you.
Sure, yeah. It also means I'm sorry.
Could mean the same thing. Okay, keep going.
Non capisco.
No problem.
Okay, Veronica.
Non capisco? Not copacetic. I don't
I
like
don't-
it.
Nice.
Ooh, that is close. I don't understand.
Okay, I think you got pretty close. I'll give you that one.
Ding.
I don't comprehend. Yeah.
I don't know. So, anyways, so he was Italian.
Okay, so Ralph Tortorici, in 1994, he was 26 years old and he took a classroom hostage at the State University of New York in Albany because he believed that the government had put in a microchip in his penis and he wanted it removed.
I got to say, if you're going to hijack some kids, let's get some higher class kids than University of Albany. No one's worrying about the kids from Albany. Let's go to a Yale, a New York. What are we doing, buddy? Like, we've got the people from Albany here on the train. Did they hang up on me?
Truly. He wanted to talk to the president and the governor and congressional members so that he could get this thing removed.
Should have just had me on the train.
Should have just had you going.
Like, come here, Tortorici. Let me check around there real quick, buddy.
It's funny because he also was armed with a hunting knife during it, and you have a knife, so
I do.
Was it you, Steve?
It was not me, but I'm up to. If he ever gets out, I'll check it out, dude. I've always wanted to use the knife. I've only been flicking it. So the opportunity to cut the foreskin off of a crazy person, you only get that 3 to 4 times in your life.
Yeah. So we're ready. We're ready for it. So he took about 30 people hostage, and it was about 3 hours long before one of the kids, one of the university students, one of the hostages, tackled him. In the scuffle, the kid got shot, but he was able to disarm him, and the other kids held him down so the police could come in and arrest him. He was, they brought charges against him, 14 counts of aggravated assault, of kidnapping, and of attempted murder.
Here's my question. You guys are in Nevada.
Yes.
Tortorici just took over the train.
Okay.
One guy and this kid, let's say this guy's like a strong 6.8 out of 10.
Okay.
Tackles him, gets shot. Are you giving him sympathy, pussy? Or at least an HJ? This man did save her.
At first I was like, what's an HJ?
I think he should have earned quite a lot of.
I mean, first off, let's do the Reno thing and take him to like a late night casino and get him an awful.
Okay,
Then
that's almost as good, I guess.
Yeah, no. Oh, trust.
What's an awful waffle?
An awful is like a half-pound burger that they've been cooking on the same grill for like the last 30 years, and you get like fries, and they're like delicious at 3:00 in the morning after a night out. And you like enter into like a back alleyway to get it. It's great. So first off, we'll do that.
Imagine if you just saved a car full of kids and you thought you were going to get some pussy and someone gave you a burger from a 30-year-old grill.
Yeah, it's as good.
I was trying to be funny.
I give him... I don't know. Well, no. I'd have to see what he looked like.
Really? Okay.
And my bar is very low. So
heroes. Where do heroes rank on that?
How tall is the hero? You know what I mean?
I like that. I mean, if he's a short guy, it's even more impressive. 5 feet tall,
That's
took down a gunman.
That's true. Yeah, but I would be afraid of killing him.
True. Interesting.
I'm like 5'8", 5'9". So, it's a different game. And then am I going to be expected to do everything because he's going to be the hero and just lay there? That's exhausting. And I've just been through a traumatic event.
Yeah. I love the idea where people are like, how did Tony die? Was it the bullet? And they're like, no, he had sex with Veronica once and it murdered his tiny little body.
Ouch.
I mean, I'm Irish and German. We're not built of small stature. Oh my God. Are you giving him sympathy, Dick, Steve? Or letting him penetrate you? Maybe, depending on what he wants.
HJ. That's why I threw HJ out there.
Oh.
Okay. A little hand job. I'll do a hand job.
Okay. That's
not the first time I've given a hand job on a train. Won't be the last. Comedy's a hard business, guys.
Fair enough. I get it.
Oh my God. Okay. So he was deemed not competent to stand trial because obviously he was insane. And this had come, like, he had been spending years talking about how the government had, I can't look at Steve, I lose my train of thought. I'm covering you with another window. He had been talking about years about this delusion that the police were out to get him. The government was out to get him. Again, this is the most common delusion for paranoid schizophrenics. And he had even like checked himself into hospitals trying to get proof that it was there or not there. And the reason he thought it was in his penis was because he was born with like a fucked up urethra and had to have surgery on it a few times. And like the last time he was like, they put in a microchip, they can track me.
He also thought there were chips in his teeth and in his brain.
Oh, those are all like the worst things if you were going to try and dig something out of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Your dick, your teeth, and your brain.
Yeah.
That's not great.
What do you guys? Okay, here's another question. You guys think you have chip? You think you have a chip in your teeth, brain, and vagina?
Okay.
Which one are you checking first? And that means
No.
teeth. I know, right? Scary.
Shoot, brain.
Because you just rip one out.
Yeah, because then you rip one out, and then you're like, oh, that wasn't in that one, and then you go into the next one.
You can't put it back.
No,
Right,
you can't
put it back. I'm gonna say brain.
Brain, yeah. Do something in there. I got a lot of room in there. Something could be in there. Who could tell?
Exactly. Veronica.
So are you guys just going to go digging around, or are you going to go get like medical
Get a
scans?
lobotomy. Yeah.
You're going to cut half your brain out.
Yeah.
Better than my teeth or my dick. That's what I would
Right.
say.
Exactly. Someone's a little vain here.
Yeah.
I got two good things.
Your teeth and your dick. Oh my God. This is chaotic. Okay. So he spent a few years in a psychiatric facility because he wasn't deemed competent for trial. And then one day a doctor was like, oh, hey, he started not being violent and he stopped talking to his delusions and he started taking his meds. Like, I think he's ready for trial. Because one of the things about being non-compass for trial is the bar is so low, you basically just have to not be a hindrance to your own defense. And of course, he was yelling about his dick being bugged, so they couldn't put him in a courtroom.
Right.
I love if the judge was like, I think he's got it still. I think he actually should be able to stand trial as he's trying to knife out his teeth and his dick.
Literally, though. Literally, that's what the judge decided. Even after they spent 6 months, the prosecution, looking for a like any kind of mental health professional to come and say that he did know what he was doing. And every single psychiatrist was like, no, we're going to be on the defense side. He is not, like, you can't convict him for this. He is extremely sick and needs to be in a facility, not in a prison. But so he finally found a person to come talk to him. The prosecution was like, finally, someone's going to come evaluate him. And in his letter to the court, he was like, has acute psychosis and actually the trial needs to be suspended again. Like, he is not even competent to stand trial. And the judge was like, I think he's fine. I think he's okay. So they go to trial. Ralph Tortorici decides to waive his right to be at the trial. So he's not even there.
I like that. Can I do that?
You can.
Just a DUI trial. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to waive my right to be there.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, the problem with that, though, especially with like cases where the death penalty is it's a lot easier to convict someone you don't have to look at every day.
Yeah, but if you're just at a DUI, like...
Yeah, but they'll be like, this guy with his knife. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to...
I'm just on a Zoom in the background.
Going like this.
And they're like, let's just put him away, like, actually. So it goes through, they have like 10-day trial or something, and it takes the jury 1 hour to come back with guilty and put him in prison. And it's because no one could tell the jury that if he was found like not guilty by reason of insanity, because that was the plea, is that he would be locked away forever at a psychiatric unit, right? I think they thought he was just going to go out and be on the street. Like, no. Okay. So now he's in prison and we're appealing everything under the sun to the point where it goes up to the Supreme Court. His first month in there, he tries to kill himself.
Nice.
So he's in and out of the psychiatric facility anyway. His longest stint there was a year, and they send him back because he seemed to be kind of doing okay. And the prison was even like, oh yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great to the family. This was in August in 1999. And the Supreme Court was going to come down with a decision on if they would hear the case in October of 1999. On August 10th, Tortorici was found dead in his cell because he had hanged himself. The prosecutor blames herself and says like he shouldn't never have even been prosecuted for this.
It's her fault.
She thinks so. And the judge was like, oh, I don't think a paranoid schizophrenic should actually be in a regular prison. And I was like, bitch, you're the one who made it like move forward. Anyway, so
this is a question I always ask myself. Let's say you get life in prison. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Sure.
So I always think about how many years I'd have to be in jail before I would kill myself. 20?
Yeah.
Would you do 20?
Here's the thing. In California, the state of California, 25 to life doesn't actually mean life in prison. It's whatever comes first. So if you spend, so if I murder someone and I get 25 to life, that means minimum 25 years or maximum 25 years or something along the lines of that. So it could only be that I'm in prison for 25 years.
Could you do 25 in a real prison? 25 years?
How old I am. If I do it now and I'm 34, yeah, because I'm 30 years old, wink.
Yeah, same as
30,
you.
so 40, 50, 55. Yeah, I could do 25.
I wouldn't. That's your best years. If I was old, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, what am I doing anyway?
Not at 55 years old.
I live in LA. No one's trying to date a 55-year-old.
Yeah, but you could be a cougar.
Okay. They're not trying to date 55-year-olds either.
I don't know how cougars work.
Yeah, I would probably 15.
It also depends on what.
You could do 15 years.
Yeah, if I'm like in a real prison, a state prison, not even a fed one.
Federal prisons are cushy, though.
Yeah, federal, I mean, Cooch is as terrible as it could be, but yeah. I could do maybe 15 in the fed. Man, they say, dude, I was talking to a couple of my friends, they say even the LA jail is crazy.
It's nuts.
Like just being in jail there, I don't know.
Yeah. I would want to make sure, I would want to go to a psych facility. That seems the best. You're medicated and you're just kind of ushered from place to place. You get to watch really shitty TV. I do that anyway.
Yeah, that's true. What's crazy about this with Ralph is that this isn't the first time that he attempted it. So he attempted to kill himself beforehand in the same manner.
Yeah.
He tried to kill himself in 1996, I think, and he tried to hang himself with a bed sheet. It failed. So the next 3 years, he was alternating back and forth between prison and a psychiatric hospital. And then what's even more crazy about this, too, is that his brother was a CO and had daily contact with him and was like trying to help and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And he wasn't able to. And his brother still killed himself. So ergo, that sucks.
And this was Stanley Tucci?
This was Ralph Tortorici.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci.
He then went on to have an incredible career, which is really
incredible career. He went from correctional's office to Academy Award winning.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if he's won an Academy Award, but
in my heart, he has.
That's right.
To me, he has.
Stace, has your prison had any suicides?
Oh, yeah, like all the time.
What do you work at a prison? What do you do?
I do. I teach arts and rehabilitative programming.
Nice.
I do a Shakespeare acting class at a level 4 max facility.
Tell him what play you're doing this year.
We're doing Julius Caesar.
Nice. Giving a lot of guys knives.
Well, we're doing it very, very artistically with ribbons. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this shit happens all the time. It happens all the time, every day.
Okay, so Steve, you think you could do 15 years? Otherwise, you're killing yourself.
I don't even know, man. I'm so close to killing myself already, and I have all my freedoms. That take all those away, I could only imagine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fair. Yeah, it would have to depend on when. I was like, and for what? Because you don't want a shitty one going in, or you're a target.
Yeah.
I'm also not. I'm like so upsettingly straight that. I couldn't les up to get protection. I guess if they wanted a pillow princess, but that seems rude in a way, but
Yeah, I've always thought about my strategy is I would employ a doo-doo defense. That is where I just rub myself with feces and hope that no one tries to butt fuck me. Yeah. Steve's pretty, if you get past the human feces, Steve's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. That's my doo-doo defense.
That's your defense.
Feel free to use that if you guys need to.
I like that. That's good.
I don't want to say this out loud.
Well, it's too late. You started. Let's go.
No, because now it's never going to work again. I did have diarrhea one time. Let me explain.
I knew this was a lie. I knew it was a lie.
No, this wasn't a lie. That one was real. Never eat meat after not eating meat for a while from a taco truck. long story. But I did use that because I was speeding and I got pulled over and I was like, I have diarrhea. And he was like, oh, okay, go ahead. And that worked.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to shit your pants. I was like, hell yeah, dog.
I shit my pants.
$200 ticket, you shit your pants for. All right. I've often thought about pissing my pants to get out of a ticket.
Yeah?
But I have leather seats, so it'd be okay.
Oh, it'd be easy. You just wipe it down.
Yeah.
I have a Honda that doesn't have leather seats, so.
Peeing wouldn't be good.
No. Or pooping would be very bad.
Pooping. I used to drive a minivan. That was fun.
Okay, just by yourself?
Yeah, it was great. I used to mob around in the minivan, have all my friends in there. It was great.
And where does the feces, the doo-doo defense come into play in this?
No, that was just when I...
just a brag?
Yeah, it was just a brag. I just wanted to tell you guys how cool I am.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Thank you.
Oh my
I have an
gosh.
incessant need to make sure that everyone likes me, so
Oh, I feel you.
thank you.
Okay, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Yeah, it's good. We're good. We're doing good. The reason I actually really like this case, even though I think it's sad, is it shows, because we've talked about on this show before, Steve, that the insanity defense is ridiculous. And everyone thinks that they were going to go and like, well, I would just plead insanity. But it's actually, even when you are actually insane, still doesn't work because a jury does not like to believe that. They figure, and even one of the jurors had said, if he had just grabbed a gun and gone into McDonald's, it would have been different. But the fact that there was so much planning, that weighed on them of like, oh, then he must have been in his right mind. And like John Douglas, who started the BAU, or was one of the fathers of the BAU, has said the insanity plea never works. The prosecutor was like, we were not afraid because it was the insanity plea and jurors don't like it. So it's like, even when you are, our system is set up as such, or our biases are set up as such that it still won't work. And this guy was so mentally ill.
Have you looked up the probability of insanity with my doo-doo defense?
No, but I will. Keep
Thank
talking
you.
amongst yourselves.
Cool.
She's gonna get into it. She's gonna get into it.
Give me the number for that.
They tell women, this is dark, but they tell women if they're getting raped to try and pee or poop, then it will stop your rapist.
Jesus Christ.
Or they tell you to go along. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
If you're found in a situation in which that is against your will, go along with it. Act like you're enjoying it as much as possible, and that usually throws them off to the point of where you could push or physically kick or get off. So that is a real technique.
If it's an anger excitation rapist, which means they need that like fear, they'll just get soft.
Yeah.
So are these not
gotta
things
be a pretty good,
are taught?
You got to be a pretty good actor to get that one going. Yeah.
Did you also know that 4 states in the United States do not have the insanity defense currently?
Let's take a guess. Florida, Texas, Idaho, Alaska. Well, motherfuckers are crazy in Alaska. How do we do?
I would say Montana would be in there too, but let's see. We'll go with Idaho and Wyoming. We'll go with you, Steve, I guess, since you're the guest and you have the knife.
Idaho is one of them.
Ooh,
I'm also looking at the others. I can't find it. Hold on. I just knew that 4 of them didn't have it. But the probability of poo and insanity probably is pretty high because nothing came. Oh, it's Kansas, Montana, Idaho, and Utah.
Oh, damn. I got 2 out of 4. That's pretty good.
They don't explicitly allow for insanity defense.
Oh, if I had known this was going down the route of poop, we would have had Kristen stay on and told her poop story. It is one of the best.
Okay.
She, when she was in school, she worked with autistic adults because that is one of the fields that behaviorists go into. And they worked with very low functioning autistic adults and they couldn't talk. One was blind, except when she would find scissors, she could find scissors and get them. And we're like, how are you blind? But there was one woman who would play with her poop. And so they always had to make sure she wouldn't put her hands anywhere. And there was a new guy who was there, assisting and whatever, and had to take her to the bathroom. And Kristen said that from outside, she was working with her person. You just heard him go, no, oh no, no, don't, no. And just this scream, and he comes out just covered because they're like, can't really put hands on them. And she's covered in her poop and it's everywhere on the walls. And I'm just like, I would have quit that day. Like, oh no. I can't believe she worked at that place for as long as she did.
Oh, sorry. I mean, what do you got? Hose them off? I guess you're probably not allowed to do that though.
I don't know.
Imagine someone poops all over you and then you have to like delicately wash them. Ew. It's like, oh, what a career change that you make.
Oh man, poop stories.
I don't have it. Well, I do, but
you poop yourself more than adults should.
Listen, when you gotta go, you gotta go. No, hold that in.
How many times, Steve, have you pooped yourself as an adult?
As an adult, go.
I've done it once.
Wow, I don't know if I had. I don't really. Oh no,
That is not
oh
true.
yeah, no. I've done it a few times, but they're not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, it's normally after
Be
like
honest.
I was like on a bender, and then like the next morning I let some go. I did it on the couch one time. I had a
Oh no.
Was it a fart betrayed you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know,
Just a fart.
and that's the day I learned that you can wash seat cushions. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Make it more, you know.
Okay, so what would you take people hostage for? Like, what would be your...
What would be my thing? I feel like if I'm going to crack and take people hostage, it's because, like, it's going to be for some really minor inconvenience because I've been carrying all this for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's going to be like someone stepped on a dandelion and I'm going to fucking rage.
Yeah.
You know? Or like someone took my spot in line or accidentally took my coffee. It's going to be something so minute and simple.
You're like, who pooped in my van? And then you just...
Yeah! I heard the best description of minivans once, and it was minivans are the junk drawers of the home, like of the road.
I could see that, yeah.
You know, because you can find like a random bicycle helmet back there, like French fries, or like
Dead cat.
You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They make for great road trip cars. Anyways, back to
Oh,
it.
for sure.
But what would you ask for?
What would I ask for?
Yeah,
I would
what are
ask
your
for-
demands?
I want a minivan, a Dodge Grand Caravan, where you push a button and the door, both doors open up.
No.
Yeah, that's a. And then 8 passenger at least.
You ever thought about Uber driving? Did I just unlock something for you?
Oh my god, I have to go. I'm sorry, we're on a podcast because I have to become an Uber driver.
Why does it look like it says Carfax in the reflection in her glasses right now? I don't know if I would ever do it. I'd probably have to be in the kind of crazy psychosis thing that they got. I don't know if I would do it for anything I want. It just doesn't seem like I'm going to get it. But if I thought there was a chip in my dick, I could see the path that would lead me towards getting on a train with a gun.
Yeah. I mean, same. I would definitely have to have a chip in my dick.
Yeah.
So...
Step 1, have a dick. Step
Yeah.
2,
Two.
have a chip.
Put a chip in it.
Chip?
Not
What
a
flavor
Doritos.
chip?
Stupid bitch, we have the same thing.
I was going
Put
to
a
say
chip
Cool
in.
Ranch.
Yeah. Put a chip in it.
And
I love that.
chip in it.
It's like a dick. Put a chip in it. Your teeth. Put a chip in it. It's like an infomercial for the government.
God.
Do you have weird brain waves? Put a chip in it. We're the government. I'll chip you for free.
What?
Yeah, string theory? Huh? Chip it. New from Halliburton, the brain chip.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else. Steve, you're going crazy.
Toodaloo. It was nice to meet you guys. Thank you very much. Learned a lot about Stanley Tucci and the strings. Peace,
All right.
guys.
Like, subscribe, and download, or whatever they say.
Bye, Steve.